we have to do nicknames now.
I figured that.
All right, let me put my popsicle down.
How are those?
Oh. Can't even elite.
You feel like you're getting pampered by getting those after practice?
No, because I mean they're Powerade. So it's like, not like they're candy.
So how's the fall been going so far?
I think the fall's been going good. I just like the intensity our team is playing with. Like, you know, you can just definitely tell that, like, we weren't able to have a camp last year. Like you know, like everybody's just so excited, like just every day out here. And I think like everybody feels that and it's contagious. So I think like that's my biggest takeaway from camp. Like at this moment is, I mean, obviously you're gonna have injuries and everything like that, and that's just part of the game. But like, you know, like everybody like just is itching to be out here, I guess, and that's like the biggest thing for me right now. Is like just seeing that, seeing it from the young guys, old guys, guys establishing their role, you know, like getting on special teams, getting excited, like coming up to people being like, oh, what do I do in this play? You know, it's just that feeling. It's good to feel, and it's just everybody's riding that wave. So.
Is that the end result of last year being as wacky as it was, or is there something else behind you guys having that energy and that mindset?
Well, there's some motivation coming off of last year, so I'll just say that there's some motivation. You know, everybody's motivated right now.
Judging off physicality alone, how do you feel the offensive line played today?
I feel like we played good. I mean, I feel we played good coming out here. We had a big short yardage day, a goal line over there. We had 9-on-7, doing a bunch of like just drills where it's breeded for, you know, 2 yards. They're trying to not let us get 2 yards. We're trying to gain 2 yards. So it's just there's nothing like, there's no flashy stuff. It's just 2 yards. We have to get 2 yards. They have to stop us getting 2 yards. So I think those type of, you know, atmosphere for us is just, we're just getting in there and competing with each other. And we know that, like, you know, we have one of the best D-lines in the country, best D-lines in our conference. So it's like every rep I take against Thule is like my reps were against Marlin. Like, this is one of the best 4-eyes, one of the best D-tackles, one of the best D-ends, where they put them, I'm going to play and that I'm going to see on this rep. So it's like your intensity for that period, your intensity for that play, that rep is like so high. So I think, like, you know, O-line and D-line, we're just getting after each other, you know, and that's how it's supposed to be. So, yeah.
You talked about it being a 2-yard day. What's the key for the offensive line to be more consistent in those type of situations when the season comes?
So the key for us, honestly, is just in those situations, everything goes up. You know, like the crowd's gonna obviously come into play. The clock even might be ticking down because most of those situations are third downs. So, you know, you get to first, second down, you have time. Third down, you might not have time on the clock. So it's all communication and identifying the free hitter. So I think that's the biggest important part for our offensive line in short yardage situations, is just communicating, everybody putting a hat on a hat. Who's the free hitter? Where is he? What is the running back going to do? And understanding like where we're trying to fit the ball on these plays, and also where we're trying to fit the ball if, oh, they bring this, okay, now we have to fit it here. You know, it's not just cookie cutter, boom, on this play, it's short yardage, we just have to, like, you know, so it's just that understanding the nuances of like everybody putting a hat on a hat and doing their job on that play and just letting it ride. Because at the end of the day, like, that's what you have to do. On short yardage goal line, it's too close. One person is off a hat, if one person is off of even shoulder, like hit the wrong shoulder, it plays dead. So I think that's like the biggest part, is being assignment perfect.
The running backs that you've added to the roster this year are pretty impressive. You just talk about those guys.
I mean, like, I don't know. Like, we have, I don't know. I can't say enough about our running backs. Like, I don't know. They just run. They just run hard. They run for us, and we run for them. It's vice versa. And we got, like, we know we have so many people that can go at all times, and so many people that are going to give us so much juice. I mean, it's hard to tackle Vi. You can't catch Keenan. Barlow's too quick. Keontae, you have no chance. So it's like, it's just that, like, us knowing that and them knowing that, it gives us, you know, that feeling and that intensity to go out there and like feed off each other. So I think the running back room is just great. I mean, they be stopping by our little meetings, coming in, opening the door. You know, we be playing with each other, you know, messing around. Like, we have good camaraderie. So it's like everybody just, you know, feeds off that, works for each other. So.
We've been asking the coaches a lot about the timetable for setting that starting five and all that kind of stuff. How long does it take for a group of five to really get in sync? In your mind? Like ideally, how many practices or how much stretch of time would you like to see?
Ideally, it's like, that's a good question. Ideally, it's like this whole off season, you know, but in the terms of a camp, it's like what coach tells us to take what we're learning in there and applying it out here. And so it's like, it's just getting on the same page with doing that. You know, like we go in and like, obviously we're going to talk about it amongst ourselves. We're going to figure out our assignments. We're going to figure out what we have to do. And it's really just taking like the coaching from inside the meeting rooms together and applying it out here. And once we do that, then we understand how to work together with each other. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the most important part for us, is like for us five to just really like be able to gel together. You know what I'm saying? And like take our coaching and apply it out here. And all do that to where we all are on the same page and we're all like working together. But a timetable, you know, I mean, I can't put a timetable on it because it's like, you've always heard like mid-season form or start of the season form. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't really, obviously we have like new guys. It's not the same as last year. Like, so it's not, you can't say like, oh, we were all together last year. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really give a timetable, but I will say that like, it's just an ongoing process, but it's been jump-started because of how much time we've actually been able to spend together. Like, we actually can go to each other's rooms, like, you know, like that's like, imagine that. Like, I can go to your dorm and not like have the, yeah. So that's a big part.
You know, Coach McGuire was saying that the strength and conditioning program in the summer really helped you in terms of like loosening up your hips. And,
oh yeah.
And that sort of thing. How big of a difference do you feel like that's made just being out here now?
I mean, our strength program this year focused a lot on like our little muscles, and so they focused a lot on our little muscles that like make a big impact on our big ones. So it's like you can't just go out there, okay, you do 10 pull-ups, that's fine, okay, you did 10 pull-ups, but all you did there was fatigue your rear, lateral, and anterior and posterior delt. But what did you do for your little shoulder? You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to be in this position. And what if I'm in this position locking out a block and I only have strength here? That's where the ACs and the labrums and all that stuff comes on. And then when you're talking about hips, it's just like loosening up. You can't just get under I don't know. You can't, you have to be able to, you know, work those type of muscles, and you have to be able to like pinpoint focusing. Your core affects your hips. You know, your hamstrings affect your hips. You know, being able to hinge affects your hips. So it's like all these types of things they've been like really focusing on and harping on things that are specific to each position group. So it's like they separated things by position group, had us compete with the O-line, D-line. We do a lot of the same things. And so like that helped a lot. We're not gonna do the same things that DBs are out here doing, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna work on, we're in different positions. We have to be strong in a position to be able to anchor. We have to be strong in our, you know, in our lockout. Like this is our strongest position, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we have to just figure out like, yeah, they did a very good job of that. And you can definitely feel it, and you can see it out here. There's not like a lot of bodies on the ground, and like there's not like people out of position, like people falling. Of course, like I said, there's injuries, but like I've been here for a while. You guys have been, there's like, you know, we're deep in camp right now, and there's not that many people like, you know, really having injuries. And like that alone is a direct result of like the work we put in with our strength and conditioning staff in the summer. So yeah.
There seems to have been a legit emphasis through the season.
I'm very convinced. I mean, Coach Harrell always says like the run makes the pass go. And the run, even in the air raid, you have to have the threat of being able to run the ball, because it's all about just playing downhill or being able for backers to just drop every play. The backer has to drop every play. It never has to get hit by me, or you know what I'm saying? That's a different type of ball game. So the run complements the pass. So like we have to be able to. That's why it's been implement like a focus on it in the starter camp, because firstly it has to be the run, and then we'll get to third down. We already like, I'm not like saying we already know we're good, but you know what I'm saying? We already know we have the best passer in the Pac-12, one of the best receivers. We have all these types of things. So it's like, what are our weaknesses? Let's focus on that, and let's drill that, and let's get that out of the way. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what we've been doing. So.
It seems like the offensive line has more confidence. Just talking to some of you guys, where does that come from? Is it just Clay McGuire? Is it the strength staff? Where is that stemming from?
I think it stems from Coach Clay. It stems from the strength staff, and it just stems from us, like our camaraderie and working together in the summer together, and like going through hard things together, and you know what I'm saying, getting through them. That gives you confidence. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're not able to go through things together with your teammates, like with somebody who's lining up right next to you, and you're not able to see them go through it just like you did and excel in it, like you're not going to have confidence when it comes up. So we've just been able to see each other put in the work, and we've been able to see each other grind and compete within each other, and it's just made us better as a whole. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's our biggest thing right now.
Let's do one more here.
What's been your overall impressions of Clay McGuire, you know, through spring camp and now, you know, first week of fall camp?
He's a great coach. He's very, like, nitpicky with how, like, the scheme is supposed to work. And I say that to say, like, there's a difference between, you know, learning plays and going out there and executing, and learning, like, the nuances of the play. Like, where, okay, there's like little details that you can do on this play to give ourselves the biggest advantage. And I think that's like Coach Clay, like he's very great at that. And I mean, he recruited me. He was one of my first offers in high school. So it's just funny, like life comes full circle. And so, yeah, it's just, he's been a great like impact on me. And it's just like, the sky's the limit, I think, for us and just for our team. And we know that as we go, the team goes. And like, when we can push the tempo, as you've seen out here today, when we push the tempo as the O-line, when we come up to the line of scrimmage and we're controlling the game and the tempo and the flow of the game, that puts a lot of pressure on defense with our skill guys and with our passers and with our running backs, as we talked about, and with our defense. So.